about to start.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of No Conduct Radio. Tonight we are continuing answering your relationship questions. So we're going to answer stuff like, why don't girls like who they say they want, like the good guy who listens and is compassionate. Instead, they go for the bad guys. So we're going to be answering questions like that. We are joined by Logic, BJ, and Char. Got here just in time. Hey, Char, we missed you last week.
Hi, guys. I'm so glad to be back. I actually missed the show. I missed not being on the show. It's almost like my fix each week. But I had a wonderful time in Atlanta. Graduation / birthday party / my nephew's going to be on the new show called Last Chance U on Netflix, and he's actually going to be one of the stars on the show. And he's going into college and they're going to watch him from, imagine like they follow these football players until they sign a contract. So it's the coolest thing. Have you guys heard of that show or have you seen it? Any of you?
Never heard
panel?
of it.
No.
No? Okay, well, look out for it. I'll put a link somewhere eventually. But, yeah, so thanks for, I guess, missing me. But anyway, yeah, I'm back. I almost didn't make it on in time today. You guys know I'm always late.
Yeah, I was going to ask
I
you,
just get it in like,
well, first of all, I was going to ask you, what is Last Chance you said?
Yeah, it's called Last Chance U. It stands for university. So it's a Netflix show. Apparently this is their 4th season, and they say it's doing exceptionally well. They have quite a large following, millions of viewers now, and I didn't even realize that. But a couple of my coworkers here, the younger ones, they say that they set their clock to it. They don't miss it. So he was accepted a university in Kansas, not Kansas City State, for football. So basically they literally show him, like they document their entire lives from the time that they start with school, the practices with the coaches, who's offering contracts for NFL, for pro, and then they just literally follow them all the way until they either sign or not sign. But that's if they can handle the pressure of even being in school and the cameras following them, all of that. It's actually exciting. It's going to be a good lesson in all of this.
You have brothers and sisters?
No. I said some of my coworkers who have younger siblings, because it's really for young people.
No.
I'm
You said it's your nephew. You have brothers and sisters?
My nephew, my sister, well, he's my great-nephew, so it's my sister's daughter's son, so that would be my great-nephew. Yeah, I have a sister, you're absolutely right. I have one, technically I have several siblings, but one that I grew up with. We have the same mommy.
Usually when people ask me if I have brothers or sisters, I just say yes. I'm just saying.
because look, have you ever had family that you don't know? My Papa was a Rolling Stone. My father had all kinds of kids. I don't know those people. But my sister that my mother had from her belly, both of us, we were raised together. Period. That's my mother's daughters. Do you see what I'm saying? So I consider that I do, but I don't know the rest of those people. I consider her my sibling, my sister, my only sibling really. Well, I can't say all that because, that's like deleting everybody else, but they don't exist out there. Yeah. So that, but anyway,
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I do. I have a sister. There you go.
Very interesting. Thank you for that.
Right. You're welcome, everybody. And you're sitting here like not.
Yeah. So Char has a sister.
Well, no, that's not the highlight of the day. The highlight of the day was all the Atlanta. It was just, oh my God, we saw Derek J, or whatever from the Housewives trying to walk in his pink high heels.
I have no idea who that is.
And literally, oh my God, okay. I don't know what made me think anyone on our panel watched the Housewives of Atlanta, but I bet the listeners do. See, that's the trick.
Probably it's still on air, so somebody has to be watching it. But I've never seen it.
Right. It was fun. No, it was crazy because they have like this street that has the flag right on the street, and the whole entire area is, just come on down, all the, the community that's a part of all of that, and it was just It was just crazy. They had these nightclubs in the middle of the day. Oh man, we had to go to the bathroom at one point, and my niece is only 11. And we were wondering why we couldn't go to the bathroom. And we walk in, and they're like, no, can you see what kind of place this is? And it was so funny. So she had to go to the bathroom like a Starbucks way down the street somewhere else.
So why would you take it to a club?
Music was loud.
11 years old at a club.
We didn't know. We did not know. From the outside, it looked like a restaurant or a regular place. We had no idea because you couldn't even look through inside. So when you opened the door, it's like boom, 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 boom. Music and all these men dancing together and doing some other things.
So hold on. When you open the door, you didn't go in. Right?
Wow.
Outside. You didn't go in, right? You was outside.
I went in to go to the bathroom. Not her.
Wait, back it up.
No, not my niece.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was just checking.
Yeah.
So y'all didn't bring the little girl in there?
No, here's the thing. We didn't know. So when we opened the door, I don't know why. At first, they didn't get the memo. They just thought, like, what is it? I don't know. All I know is they were like, oh, no, she can't. They said she can't use the bathroom here. And my niece said it was because they were serving alcohol, her mother. And I'm like, are you sure? Just because they're serving alcohol, restaurants serve alcohol. I said, let me see what's going on. I have to go to the bathroom. So my sister and my cousin and I walked in, but as soon as we hit the door, it was like, oh, my God. This is why she can't go in there. So we just kind of made a run for it. What was that? Bernie, I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
I said.
What is that? Logic. What is all that in the background?
It's Darth Vader.
Are you making espresso?
Logic is yawning. I guess he's tired. Or you're boring him.
Tired.
No,
he's tired. I'm never boring. He's tired. Poor baby. He's tired. You didn't get
no
enough
rest? I didn't
rest?
know you could hear that. I just woke up.
Oh, okay.
Forget you. Oh my God!
So that was your journey. That was your journey in Atlanta, then?
No. There was a lot we did. It was just one day. We decided there was a big jazz festival we wanted to go to. So we had, instead of driving into the city, you take the MARTA, like you drive to the train, and that was just one of the part, on the way to the jazz festival as part of our trek, I guess. You want to walk downtown a little bit. There was 1 million people. It was really actually a really fun trip. It was really great. We were able to cover a lot of ground, spend a lot of time with families supporting the kids graduating, the other kid's birthday. My nephew was in the paper because of his the TV show contract and because of his graduation and all that. So it was just a lot going on, but all for a good cause. So a very positive trip in the end. And my family wanted to meet Charles, and they all loved him, so that was great too. Got that off the way.
That's good.
Did he all love them? Did he all like them?
Yeah, he did. But, it was just weird because it's like, oh, my God, it's my family. Oh, my God, what's going to happen here? I don't know.
Who's out in wind like that?
Yeah.
Let me get out. It's me. I'm sorry. That time it's me.
What?
Yeah, the palm trees are swaying. She was asking about the wind. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, I have a dedicated office to do the show, but it's locked right now because the owner walked out. Well, that would be Charles. So that's why I went outside. Carry on, people.
All right. So, last week you missed a really good show. Last week you missed a really good show, and we are, going to continue asking our questions.
I'm excited.
However, as we usually do, let's talk about what's been in the news for a little while. So did y'all hear about Roseanne's show, first of all?
I heard a little bit about it, bits and pieces.
Yeah, absolutely, I did.
So
and her comments
what happened was Roseanne tweeted, I think it was Tuesday or something, about a politician. So a black woman, she's really, really light-skinned, but she tweeted about her. She said because the woman was born in Iran, her father was like a diplomat, so she was just born in Iran. She's American, but she was born overseas. So she said the woman was a mixture between the Brotherhood of Islam and Planet of the Apes.
Damn.
And so that's what
she
she
said.
tweeted.
That's exactly what she said. Mm-hmm.
And so ABC or NBC or whoever had the Roseanne show on completely like pulled the show. So Roseanne like immediately started apologizing. She said it was, a joke in bad taste, this and this and this.
A joke.
Then she went on and retweeted like this doctored photo of Whoopi Goldberg wearing a shirt, like an anti-Trump shirt. However, I guess she didn't know it was a photoshopped shirt. It was a Photoshop picture. So she retweeted that. She also retweeted something, I think, a false tweet from, what's that woman's name? Barbara Walters is her name?
Uh-huh.
Is it Barbara Walters? But either way, she was acting like they said something, why aren't you canceling their show? But both things that she retweeted were both photoshopped, like false. So Whoopi Goldberg came out and talked to her, basically said, don't try and bring me in your stuff. Clearly my stuff was photoshopped, but your mouth wasn't. Then in her final attempt, she then blamed Ambient. So she was on Ambient, so that's why she said that. To which Ambient responded that their drugs may have side effects, but racism isn't one of them.
Yeah, that's what that makes racism.
Yeah. And so, like, the new thing is, people talking about the left and the right and the right and the left and north and south and whatever. So the right is saying Roseanne should have freedom of speech. Her show shouldn't have been canceled. The left is saying, cancel her show, whatever. Then this morning, apparently, Roseanne came and said the liberals are lynching a Jew.
Damn.
So she's going about it like, if you could think of any wrong way to go and fix your error, she's doing that.
Oh, that's crazy.
So that's what's going on with Roseanne. They're actually thinking about bringing back the Roseanne show without Roseanne, which I don't know how that's going to work because it is called Roseanne. However, I do agree because, a lot of people are out of a job because of her mistake, like all the actors,
I never
writers.
watched that show. Yeah, I never watched that show.
I never watched the reboot. I watched the old show.
I didn't really watch the old show. I just...
Yeah, I watched the old show. That was like, but after, it was like long off the air, so I watched reruns. I didn't really like it that much because it wasn't anything I could really relate to. Children were extremely rude to their parents. They didn't really get punished for being as rude as they were.
Like today.
And just like their family problems, I guess I didn't grow up like that, so it's not really something I could relate to. So I didn't really, it wasn't anything that resonated with me. Let me put it like that.
It wasn't the Huxtables. It wasn't the Huxtables. It wasn't the Huxtables.
Which the funny thing is, my ex-husband said he couldn't relate to the Huxtables because it's unbelievable that black people would live that kind of life. Like the father would be a doctor and the mother would be a lawyer.
I've had a few people say that. I've heard a few people say that. Yeah. I've heard that a few times. A few people have said that. Agree with him. I don't know.
That's utter crap to me because in my family that's what we have. I have one of my uncle, he's a pharmacist, his wife is a pharmacist. My other uncle, he's a pharmacist, his wife is a teacher. I have college professors, I have architects, I have very successful business owners, accountants, so that it relates to me. But so when my ex-husband told me that, I was like, what kind of crap? Where do you live? What are you talking about? I can understand if you grew up, if you didn't grow up around that, but for you to just act like that's not something that could happen, that's just, to me, that's racism. Even if you're black, that's racism. For you to believe black people can't live in a rich lifestyle, I guess unless you're an NBA star or rapper or whatever else. Then
it doesn't matter whether or not your family has that or you know anyone that has that. The point behind the show is to see something that could be, in order to give anyone who watches it some kind of different image of black people besides just the struggling, good times family that's just everything is going wrong and they living in the it was a good show to watch because it showed a professional, educated black couple who had a family, and it showed that, their kids largely came out many different shades of black and blah, 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 and they were living in Brooklyn Heights and going through all this stuff. They got a little, out there when every time something happened, they were bumping into celebrities like, Stevie Wonder and stuff. Like they would go a little beyond with that. But, I think it was very important for the young black people to see that, which then spurred the spinoff of A Different World, which was about black college kids. I totally believe that added to black people thinking like, oh wow, I could see myself in college. I could go and experience something like that, and that's important.
At the Different World, right? It was called Different World, right?
Different World,
yeah.
The college.
Now, did the Fresh Prince spin off of that?
No, that Fresh Prince was totally isolated. That was Quincy Jones.
Okay.
Different World and Cosby Show was Bill Cosby producing that.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, also, Logic, if I can add, a lot of times on The Different World, they did end with a positive message. Related to things
a lot of times
based
on the
on
Cosby
things that
Show
these kids would go through. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, but I was saying
unfortunately,
the spin-off,
Cosby
the whole show,
merged that whole
show in itself was a positive message. It wasn't. I never saw an episode where it was like something ghetto happening. It was, they were going through college problems. It was never, oh, this person's trying to deal drugs or whatever. It was always, I got to make this midterm paper, and I don't know how I'm going to do it, and blah, 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 or it might have been the angst of dating or trying to figure out who they were and who they wanted to be, which largely is a college issue. When you get there, you're a kid, really, and you're leaving kind of like on a pre-adult level of, okay, I think I know how the rest of my life is supposed to, happen. So to see these kids, which some of them were from the hood, the college kids that were coming in there, some of them were, like Whitley was a rich black Southern belle. So she, in the original seasons, a lot of the guys and girls that was in there couldn't relate to her because she was coming from a very rich background, and they were like, oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's true.
And so she had to learn how to kind of set that rich Southern belle thing aside to be able to, properly interact with people. She didn't know she was out of touch. She was saying things that were offensive and had to learn, like, oh, I was actually very privileged. I had no idea. That's how her and Dwayne Lane got together, because he liked her, but she was just way in another world when it comes to what she expected born from men and whatever. And he basically slowly let her understand it's never going to happen. Your father is a very rare type of guy. Most black men out here are struggling, and they are, you meet anyone here in college, they want to become what he achieved. They're not already there. So you're not going to find that. You're not going to, unless you're specifically looking for money, that's the only way that you're going to have a relationship like that, but it's not going to be based on anything other than money. And she had to slowly start understanding that wasn't the way she needed to live her life. It was deep on a lot of levels. And then Will Smith's wife was in there, Jada Pinkett. And she was like from the projects, so she had to kind of get some of that edge out of her, where they were like, you can't be like that here. You have to kind of like start putting that away and letting that leave. So hard you can't. Right. They were like, you can't keep living your life like that, because it's only going to lead to a dead end. And so she had to learn to start kind of shaking off that angry street edge all the time because it was college. You had to let that go. And they had white kids at the college, and, you know, some people had to learn not to be racist. You know, like, you know, this is how white people act. Why would you act this way towards a white person if you don't want them to act that way towards white people? Blah, blah, blah. You know, so it was a lot of deep messages there.
Yeah. I suggest you watch the reruns. So, what else happened in the news? So, Roseanne. Oh, you know what I didn't get to talk about last week? Well, I'm not talking about the royal wedding. I'm talking about the after effect from it. Do you know, I don't know if y'all saw how Meghan Markle was dressed for her wedding, but do you know a lot of women were basically complaining that, quote, unquote, how basic she looked? They said she didn't have enough makeup on.
Yeah.
Her dress was
very
too
classic
plain.
and very plain. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought she looked gorgeous. She had just really
it was
her
very
face.
feminine and sophisticated. It seems like it's her to me. I mean, I don't know her personally. A lot of us are not going to know her. But based on what I can see about who she may be, it seems like it fit her. She seems to be one that's not looking to show off everything and expose it to the world. She seems to be very, you know, kind of not sophisticated is the word that's coming to me, but just kind of like, you know, I'm happy like this. I don't have to be sleazy, you know, or heezy to, you know what I mean, just because I'm getting married. Like, she really seems to have more of a reserved personality. So I thought it fit her perfectly physically, the way it fit, and even for who she is. And I don't know why everybody else has to complain about something because they would have had all their boobs out.
You know, she got
That's what it is.
Personally, I was going to say personally, I don't know what it is with these women thinking that if you cover your entire face in makeup, that's better than showing your face. Meghan Markle, she probably had on some, like, eyeliner. Maybe she had on some, what do you call that?
Very light.
That covers your blemishes or whatever. Maybe she had that on, but it was so...
foundation, right.
It went so well with her, went so well with her skin you couldn't tell. It wasn't like Kim Kardashian put on a whole mask.
Right.
You know, it just looked like her face. Now, isn't that how you would want to look on your wedding day, or would you want to look like a completely different person? You know what I'm saying?
And then like, and he's marrying who?
Yeah, and then her dress was just basically a white dress that didn't, like, show cleavage, or because there are people who wear wedding dresses now, like, the cleavage is, like, way down to their navel, and, you know, their back is out, and basically they're walking down the aisle in a bikini, really. And since she wasn't doing that, she had on a completely white dress that really didn't show anything. She had her hair in a basic style and barely any makeup on. They were getting on her. So what I wrote to them was, the
beautiful.
funny thing is, while y'all are sitting in your 2-bedroom house complaining about how she looks, she's marrying a prince.
She's in a castle. Right. There you go.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't think she's really worried about what you're thinking.
I don't think he's worried about it either. I don't think her husband's worried either.
And maybe what you're doing, maybe that's not the right way to go, because
maybe you need to take some pointers from Megan.
My thing is, you're following Kim Kardashian's lead. She's married to Kanye West. Meghan Markle is married to a prince.
There you go. Exactly.
I'm just
saying. But were you guys aware of this? I saw this. They covered a lot of little segments of this on CNN. Did you know that there are regulations as to what's accepted and not accepted within the wedding dress? So according to the tradition, according to it, she cannot expose her shoulders, but so much. And the Queen felt the Queen approved of everything, but they did.
That's supposed to be according to tradition. Period. It's just the same as
I understand,
you wear white because you're supposed to show that you're a virgin. It's the same thing.
No, Kai. This goes a little deeper, Kai. We're talking about the Queen, who regulates everything. She's like the female president of the country or something. So what happened was she approved of everything, but they did say, according to these fashion police, they did say that she did kind of push the envelope a little bit with exposing the little shoulder that she did the way she did. Personally, I thought it was beautiful. So they said, well, at least. So the point is that if there was rules and regulations she had to follow according, what she did make her decision about what kind of dress am I going to have. But at the same time, she still did use her judgment based on what she feels represents her. And it doesn't matter what everybody else thinks. Like you said, where are they right now? They're sitting there in a one-bedroom apartment, don't have anyone who cares enough about them to say, hey, I want to spend the rest of my life with you and I really represent something. I'm not just some thug out there just doing whatever. That's who's complaining. You don't have to put on tons of makeup. Your husband's going to see you without it real quick, you know. So I thought it was beautiful. I had a lot of respect for everything she did. The sad thing is the death threats. Well, not death threats. The sad thing is all the people sending envelopes with, you know, toxic whatever in it to trying to, you know, I mean, it's just sad. We already knew that was going to happen because of the racial aspects. We talked about that a few weeks ago here on air. But that's, if anything, I'd be more concerned about that than, like, what wedding dress did I wear, and did I wear enough makeup, and how was my hair? You know what I mean? Because this is something she signed up for. She signed up for
the security detail costs more than the wedding, actually.
Oh, okay.
Like $40 million or something like that for the security detail, and the wedding was, for instance, like 2.5 or something like that. But either way,
right.
I'm not saying, you know, yay her, she married into the royal family, because I don't agree with the royal family because of everything that goes back and
there's a lot
back with
going
them.
on deeply going
But
back.
I'm just saying, just leave the girl alone. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are sitting here. Everybody, people think that because they have the internet now, it's a tool to reach out and constantly spew hate. Like just, but and I have to teach my daughter this. I said, but people say stuff on the internet, but if you met them face to face, 95% of them would be scared to say that to your face. They'll smile in your face and act like everything's okay, and then on the internet they'll say what they have to say. So I've already taught my daughter, don't even listen to what people say on the internet, because if they're not brave enough to say it to your face, then, you know, and even if they're brave enough to say it to your face, either punch them in the face or move on. Look, so I already had to teach my daughter that. In this day and age, you got to teach your kids about internet bullying, because apparently people commit suicide over that. Go ahead.
Why is it that black people act like this was some kind of win for the black struggle that she married the prince? Can you explain that one to me?
You know, win.
I have no idea. I think they're just like, from the memes and stuff that I saw, they're acting like, yeah, black people made it into the palace.
Right. Specifically, black women. Like, why is it such a, like, we won? We were there. Like, what I don't understand that.
Because based on movies, based on YouTube videos that I see, because there are tutorials on how to get yourself a white man from black women, and based on things that I hear, black women think that they've made it, which is the same as black men. They think that they've made it if they've married a white person. So imagine a black girl marrying a prince on top of all of that. So
if you see this girl, she does not look black at all. You know, she's definitely not. But you know, I don't want to say typical, but she's not. She doesn't look Afrocentric. Let's put it that way. So, in the end of the day, like you could. If I was to go out on a limb, I would say more than likely, she might not be the blackest of black women as far as even the type of people that she wants to be around. It doesn't seem to me that she's representing blackness in her life.
That part I'll have to disagree with you, because all the friends she invited, her close friends, are like Serena Williams.
No, understand this. Hold on. No. You see, what you're about to do is you're about to do a chick thing. I'm not saying about her friends aren't black. I'm saying is the life that she was living, was it in pursuit of blackness? Or was she just some chick trying to be an actress and running around?
But okay. How do you live a life in pursuit of blackness?
Well, when you go and you have a wedding, and the royal family starts inviting gospel choirs and stuff like that, I would expect that you were living that kind of lifestyle that was into that. She doesn't seem like she was into that. So to me, it was like, why was all of that there? Two, the way you hear black people talking like, oh, things are going to change, it doesn't seem to me that she values anything about really what?
They're saying that things are going to change?
Yeah, there's some people that act like there's something, somehow that now she's in there, you know, things are going to be a little different. It's the same way that people thought that Obama was going to change something in America. So, you know, my thing is this, like, again, has anyone witnessed or heard, has she ever done anything that she would be concerned with any kind of black plight of America or the world? No. Or was she did she happen to be a biracial girl who was trying to be an actor and was largely, obviously, in circles where the prince would be someone that she would be able to date? You know, because I'm going to guarantee you, that ain't coming from black people. Whoever knew the prince that hooked her up wasn't a black friend 9 times out of 10. It was white people. So
you know what?
why
I
are they trying to act like...
I think she was just a woman living her life, minding her own daggone business. That's what I think. So
I think she had an agenda.
Do you think
she had an agenda?
Well, he said to live her own life. Well, I guess she lived her own life, but, you know, she was a Hollywood actress, whatever, you know, going up through the ranks. You know, like he said, in the right circle.
Living her life. She wanted to be an actress. Wait a minute,
but I think you're being willingly obtuse here. You're not the average black woman that's in Hollywood that's just living her life doesn't have access to royalty from the UK. They don't have friends that are connected to that. You know what I mean? So for you to say that this woman whose previous husband was a white guy, who more than likely dated white guys, and then had apparently white friends that had access to the whitest of white families of the UK, that's not just the person living their life. More than likely she was into that lifestyle. You understand? So to me, which I don't knock it, if that's what you're into, whatever, but my point is, why are people now trying to act as if she's...
You're saying into that lifestyle. What's that lifestyle?
The in crowd.
Yes.
But okay,
why are you trying to act like you don't know what I'm talking about?
She was just living her life, minding her business. I don't think she had an agenda. I don't think she was, you know, about the black improvement or whatever the hell. I think she was
Let's put the agenda thing to the side. My point of what I was asking is, why are people trying to act like this is like Cleaver has gotten into the royal family and now she's going to start, you know, bringing black consciousness to the forefront of the conversations or whatever. She was a half white woman who predominantly went after white men who married a white prince. Well, that's as far as it goes. I don't think she's conscious about black issues at all. I don't think she cares about that. The reason that she knew black people is because, let's face it, if you're in Hollywood, typically, especially California, being as racist and as segregated as it is, you're not really going to be hanging around a lot of white people unless you can pass or you're into that white culture. Then they'll mess with you. But, you know, you're not going to be somewhere hanging out with white people in Hollywood trying to make it, and then at the same time you're an activist, and they're like, oh, yeah, let's invite her to a party. It's typically not going to happen that way.
It ain't going to happen that way.
Well, no, I don't think she is an activist. I don't know why black people are looking at her like she's about to change anything. I don't think there's anything to look at. She was just living her life. And just because, I just also want to say this, just because she married a white man before doesn't mean that that's all she was going after. It just means that that's who she got with. She could have been with black guys, Indian guys, whatever before. She just happened to marry a white guy.
Okay. All right. So now if this was a black guy, you know, some biracial black dude, and he married some duchess or whatever, you know, and his previous wife was a white woman, and that's what he was into. Do you really think people would act like this was some kind of win for blackness? Or do you think there'd be a lot of people complaining like, yeah, all he did was chase white women, and now he done got himself like her? What do you think would happen?
That's true.
Women would definitely be saying that.
What do you think?
Are you going to listen to me?
They would say.
I was going to say black women would definitely be saying that. You know, why are they stealing our black men, or black men only go for white women or something like that. They wouldn't be.
Would it be fair? Would it be fair to say that he had a taste for white women? That's his thing. Would that be fair?
I'm pretty sure that they would immediately assume that. But if they were talking to me, I'd say the same thing.
All right. Whatever. It seems it's a little odd to me. It seems disingenuous for them to try to act like, you know.
She don't change things.
This is
I mean,
something.
I agree. Look at them with Serena Williams.
Then doubly,
when Serena Williams married that guy, they acted the same exact way. But when they found out, what's his name, Childish Gambino was with a white woman, this dude started getting hate mail. So,
dang.
I mean, I don't know. It's hypocrisy. It's totally hypocrisy on black women's side.
I'm just saying, I think
and they'll probably hate
for them to think
they'll probably hate
that because he's. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say they'll probably hate me for saying it, but just based on the facts, that's just what it is. Black women, they're hypocrites when it comes to that. Of course, listeners, I'm not saying everybody, but, you know, black women are hypocrites when it comes to, you know, black men marrying outside of the black race and black women marrying outside of the black race.
The point that I'm trying to get to is people are overlooking the fact that this royal wedding, because this girl has a dash of blackness in her, they decided to invite a choir to be
She doesn't
at the
have
wedding.
a dash, though, Logic.
Uh-oh.
Are you done?
She's 50%. No, she's 50%, and I shouldn't have interrupted, but that dash was exaggerated.
Bloodline? Are you done?
I mean,
in the
good
end
Lord.
of the day, she's not looking like Oprah. She's a very, 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 very light-skinned black girl who has very straight hair, who is living that kind of way, bottom line. So, my point being, he marries this girl, and then they invite a choir to the wedding, and then they have a black preacher who is just, it's ridiculously cliche, you know, of a southern, he could preach. He could, like, there was people that were actually saying, he could preach. Did you catch his sound? He could put. And it was just like, what?
What about the gospel choir?
It was like a show.
What the hell happened here? It was like, let's put this in here because this is black, right? Let's put some blackness into this. It was to me condescending. It was like, what is that in there for? Because again, she's chasing Hollywood. Are we to believe that she was like a very devout Baptist? You know what I mean? That's just something that she required. Like, oh no, I got to have, you know, Reverend so and so come there. I highly doubt that.
But her mother says she raised her that way. She raised her in a Baptist church, and she had a gospel choir because that's what she was used to as a child. Now, when she got away from that was her decision. So let's not act like that wasn't a part of her heritage
DJ.
or culture originally.
DJ.
It was like,
look, I kind of side with Logic on that part.
It's like they researched the black culture.
Who understands subtle racism. Do you see what I'm talking about? Okay.
It's like they researched.
Because I'm getting nowhere with these bars.
Like, I put this in the black wedding.
I just said I kind of agree with you on that. Are you serious right now?
No, but you're still trying to act like a baby.
Oh, me? Are you asking me if I'm serious or what?
I'm just trying to understand.
Look,
I'm just
there's
seeing.
something that you said that I don't agree with, and I'm not going to agree with because we don't know her background. But when you're saying, bring it
is that logic
or
me?
Agree with me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't require that. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not getting to the point where I'm seeing gunmen everywhere. So if that stood out to me. You know, so I'm trying to ask VJ, does he understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I know you coming from. It's like a picture.
She was more than a slash black, and her mother said that she raised her this.
It's like they researched a black culture wedding, whatever, and just put little pieces here and there, like sprinkled
Yes, like the only thing that was missing was them serving yak and watermelon. It's like, what?
Yeah, I'm about to say the watermelon thing. If you look at like a picture, it's like they sprinkle here and there. Yeah.
You know, they invited Idris Elba and, you know, what's her name? Serena Williams. Like, really, best friends are they? Where does that come from? Why?
Well, no, Idris Elba wasn't her friend. I don't know why he was invited, but Serena is
because
he's
black.
Black.
That's my point.
He's black. He got to sprinkle some black in there.
They just invited a black British guy out of nowhere. Here, why don't you come too? Do you know each other? No, I don't know him. All black people don't know each other. What are you talking about? Serena Williams, is that her homie? Do they go to the store together?
Yes, that's one of her close friends.
Oh,
that's one of her close friends. Okay, so again, I'm crazy for thinking that this woman who had a white husband is friends with Serena Williams, who dates nothing but white men. That's weird. That's weird, but I'm out of pocket with that, right?
But Serena Williams doesn't date nothing but white men. Wasn't she with Common and some other guys?
Are you asking me, does she bang more than white men, or when she's in an active relationship, is she with predominantly white men? Which question are you asking me?
This is the note I'm taking from it. I'm starting to get a headache over my right eye because I really don't give a flying FUC about all these rich people who don't help me with my bills. So I don't really care about this conversation.
Okay, first of all, you're taking this very personal. We're talking about the topic.
No,
so
I'm really not. I'm just saying.
Me and the rest of the group can talk about it while you sit back and do what you do on the computer. You can do that.
I'm just saying. We need to get to our relationship questions because we've talked about them enough.
All right,
and
fair enough. They got married.
I'm
happy for them. I hope they have biracial kids and everything changes in the UK. Let's drop it.
Everything changes.
Well, go ahead. Let's move on. Let's talk about the relationship questions. Go ahead.
And my last word with that, she has no power in the world kingdom. She knows that. So.
No, listen, no, don't do that, BJ. She's a strong black woman, and things will change because now she has the royal ear. Everything. I'm an asshole.
What?
And let's just move on. Let's get to these relationship questions. Let's go ahead.
The black, she has no power.
Well, nobody's saying that, Logic.
No, I'm saying it.
No, I'm saying nobody's saying that, she has any control or anything.
I'm saying it. Saying it. She's going to change the world. That's what's going to happen. She's going to be the new Princess Diana.
Well, I mean, if people want to be stupid enough to believe that, then let them.
They are.
That's not my problem.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
They are.
Mm-hmm. Her and Serena got to figure it out.
I mean, you were the first time I heard people saying that. Like, I didn't know people thought that. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. For people to think that she's going to make some kind of difference. She married the second son in power who's not going to take the throne. How many people he would have to go through before he even takes the throne?
No time soon.
Wow. I just really didn't know people thought that. But anyway, on to our relationship questions. So the first question is, why don't girls like who they say they want? Girls always say they want the good guy, the one who listens, who's compassionate, who's emotional. And emotional, I mean he shows his emotions and stuff like that. But when it comes to you actually settling down with that person, that's not who they want. They always want the guy who will definitely cheat on them, who will, leave them or whatever. So the question is, why is that?
They're idiots.
And I'm going to aim this question at Logic.
Because women are dumb.
See, he said dumb. I said idiot.
Wow. I think Logic and BJ are really just jaded.
What? Wait, what?
So we're jaded.
Really
okay, so
jaded.
How far do you want us to delve into this? What sense would it make for a woman who has a man who cares about her to then go to a guy who doesn't care about her, who doesn't show her any attention? Now, I can get into all of this nonsense that goes along with it, which is, women like men who has feelings that, aren't clear, so she has the instinct to try to prove herself and blah, blah, blah. I can get into all of that, but in the end of the day, it's dumb shit. And it usually isn't until a woman experiences a cataclysmic event in her life. Either she gets raped, or she gets beaten severely constantly in a relationship, or she has a bunch of kids where life is too much for her to handle, that she starts looking for a good guy. And by then, she's dead weight and she's useless. That's just the long and short of it. Because when women are young and fuckable, they think that they can do whatever they want and there's no consequences, and largely society goes along with it. Men are stupid because they will wife up a whore. But women used to check other women back in the day, but now women all want to be whores together. So there's no check and balance to a woman's decisions and how she lives her life. You have whores out here there's a whore that just met the president and wanted to talk about prison reform. Kim Kardashian just met with the president. Why is she even in a position to be, number one, known, and number two, has the one of the longest running shows on television, and number three, she has access to the president?
You see what circle she runs,
we live
right?
in a society that congratulates and rewards whores for being whores. You just had a bunch of sluts online that said that the girl that was marrying the prince should have been showing more skin. That is the most ridiculous thing ever. So what are you asking me, why the average schmuck out here doesn't appreciate the dude that she's with, who's more than likely a struggling guy if he's young, or even if he's in his middle ages? If you're trying to build something, because, there are no jobs anymore that you can retire from because everything is crazy right now. So all these dudes out here have to work hard in order to provide something, in order to build something and feel, that they can have some kind of respect for themselves. And if you're not respecting yourself, or you're not completely 100% as a man, the woman that you're with is not going to respect you, because she's going to be feeling that energy that you feel of, oh, God, I got to get it together. And, again, living in this throwaway society, none of these women feel that they need to build with the man. None of these women feel that they should be patient for anything. None of these women feel that they need to stick with anything. They all act like they're supposed to have this rich lifestyle with 2 weeks of paid vacation and a car and this and go shopping spree and then you're supposed to be smashing this girl for 2 hours every night. And if you're not doing that, then something's wrong with you. It's unrealistic. And it's a bunch of whores giving other whores advice. So, instead of getting into all of that, women are dumb. That's why.
Well, there you go, listener. That's his answer. And apparently BJ agrees, because that's all y'all say. Women are dumb, and that's it. How many times?
For that question, that woman is dumb.
Everything that you see online and all of the friends that you know that have operated through life, are women specifically very intelligent and very thoughtful about the decisions and moves that they make in life? Typically. Is that your experience as a woman?
You know you shouldn't be asking me that.
Okay, so you sitting here stuttering and you can't even answer the question, so don't try to make it seem like we're just, A woman does not validate my existence. That's why I have never cared about telling a woman to put her shoes on and go home. I don't. There's too many broads out here for me to get caught up on any of them. It's so easy. Even if a guy is ugly and broke, women set the bar so low in requirements. It is easy to get a girl. It's not hard. All you got to do is tell them what they want to hear. And what they want to hear, you just watch the reality shows and they'll tell you exactly what they want to hear. So it's so easy to get a broad nowadays. I can't. It's almost juvenile. So at this point, is not me being jaded. In order to be jaded, it has to be a situation where you feel it is an insurmountable obstacle. Women are so easy. They will bang you if you say you like their shoes. So what is there for me to be, upset about? There's nothing to be upset about. I'm just telling you what it is. They're dumb. They want everything, don't want to give anything to get it. They expect the ring off of what? You should know that I'm a woman that's worth blah, blah, blah. Okay, if that's the case. What did Char say a while ago? If a man is with a woman, that he shouldn't have anything to say about if she decides to have other men calling her, whatever. That is the most idiotic thing I've ever heard. Because if a woman loved a man and he had a bunch of broads calling him wanting to bang him, or she suspected that these chicks wanted to bang him, she would go out of her mind. She would go crazy. Her first question would be, why do you got to have these women around? I don't understand. Where, da-da-da-da-da. That would be their first question. They're not fair, and they make stupid decisions.
Well, I'll put the disclaimer, not all.
Thank you, Kai.
Do you see how frustrating this is? Like you constantly gotta coddle these broads and say,
that's stressful. It's a headache. It's a headache.
Yes, this is why men don't. You asked me before, do men don't like women? If you're not banging them, you don't want to be around them because they're irritating.
Yep.
It's like dealing with kids. You wouldn't deal with a kid that isn't yours. So it's the same thing. Any man that's around a woman,
I just have a question. You do know that y'all aren't to walk in the park either, right? I'm just.
Cool, man.
That's
true. What's so hard to deal with when it comes to men? I mean, let's set aside the men that you say the large majority of them are serial cheaters, so they're whores. So set aside all of the men that are whores. Let's say that leaves 20-30% of the male population that are actually into, building something. A man doesn't require a woman to be smart. A man doesn't require a woman to have a great job. A man doesn't require a woman to have a house and a car and all of this stuff that they put on men that makes them eligible. Men don't to women. They just want you to be.
But we in turn then take care of said men. Not all men out there, but there are a lot of men who cannot, I repeat, cannot take care of themselves.
That's like 5%.
They either can't cook.
Okay, so
they can't.
They
don't know the first thing about paying a bill. They forget their stuff if you don't remind them every 2 seconds. They don't know how to do crap in life except to bring home said paycheck. So,
fair enough.
Repeat,
Fair enough.
Men are not a walk in the park either.
Okay, fair enough. What you're describing, though, is not a man. It's a boy. So if you're talking about a man,
that is 90% of men out there.
What?
No.
That
I'll say this.
It's easier. Like you said, you can go out there and find a broad. It's easier to go out there and find a boy. You can find a boy like that.
Fair enough.
It's hard to find
enough.
a man, just like it's hard to find a good woman. It's the same thing.
Okay, so fair enough. Let's say that 10% of men out there are actually real men. Then that's what you wait for. You don't have babies with boys and ruin your life and do a whole bunch of, keep dating boys over and over and over and over and over again for 12 and 13 years, and you're talking, there's no good men out there. No, you didn't understand the first 6 times you got this kind of guy that you might be going after the wrong thing. Switch up your technique. Stop banging everybody. Stop going to the club.
Yeah.
That's typically more than likely where boys hang out. Hang out where men hang out. Meet a man. If you're looking for a man and all you've gotten is boys, then you should know what a boy looks and sounds like when you see him. So stop dating that. I say the same thing to my friends where they like, these chicks out here. You should already be able to identify a girl that's not worth your time. Why you keep dating? What are you doing?
Because they're so easy. That's why. Easy access. That's what it is. You know.
Yeah.
That easy access, man. It's like a drug.
And that's the same as the girls. It's easier to not be alone and just get one of these boys. It's easy. The whole thing is nobody wants to work for anything.
There. No, what did you just say? It's easier.
Whether you're a man or a woman.
What? What did you just say, though?
Just with anybody than alone.
Than alone. See, that's what it's coming down to. These women, they got problems. They can't stand being by themselves, so they will take anybody that's around. That's the problem. You need to get to the bottom of why you cannot be alone and why you can't stand the quiet in your head that you got to constantly go out and be around noise. Get to the bottom of that. And once you conquer that demon, so to speak, you probably more than likely will have a better shake in life. That's the problem. Because it's the same thing with these guys I know. I'll even be fair. Let's call them boys. The boys that I know can't stand to not have a broad in their life. So they go running out there, going to the club. I met this new girl. And it's just a waiting game. Like, okay, congratulations. A couple months after that, I can't stand her. That's a shocker.
Yeah.
You met her in the bar.
See somebody else quickly, easy to get. Move on to the
You met her in the bar, hanging with a pack of hoes with a mini skirt on. What did you think that was the mother of your children?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I just read drama between a boy and a girl. Some rapper, what's his name? 6ix9ine, and some Instagram model. He got her pregnant. She started talking about child support. He's like, I'm going to take the child from you. And they're airing their dirty laundry out on the internet, by the way. So that's the majority of people.
I have a question.
Right.
What is an Instagram model?
A woman who poses nude or half nude or
WHORE.
So Instagram contracted her to open the page, and they pay her actively for something.
Sometimes they do, actually. Actually, sometimes they do. The ones that are doing really good on YouTube.
Sometimes they do. You're grown ass. No, you just said sometimes Instagram calls up complete strangers that no one knows and pays them to open up an account. Is that what you just said?
Logic. This is how that works. No, this is how.
Oh my God! This woman is 15 years old.
I got the head.
Open for a moment. Logic. This is how it works. These are shooting their pictures over, scantily clad or do, like she said, just really derogatory or whatever. After a while, they build up a following. Once they hit a certain number of likes or followers or fans, then there is a option of a contract.
BJ, that's the resident professional here that deals with models and agencies.
So
what is the definition of a model?
When they build, same thing with YouTube. These models, it's mostly
brand ambassadors to promote a product.
If a lot of people open your video.
So said talent that promotes a product, they are usually contracted beforehand, correct?
Yes.
You're not seeing me again.
Okay, sure. How do when they reach the certain amount of likes, whatever? How do Instagram benefit from that?
Your traffic to the website. Don't you know it's free on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook? It's traffic and advertising. That's how they make money.
No. Traffic. Hold on.
To be a part of it, well, obviously that's exactly what they do. How do you think that Facebook or any of those sites make millions or billions of dollars because of the traffic, and they have an average opportunity because of advertisers and all these other? Because you put lots of advertisers.
Advertising.
No, that's one
so
way.
Why would... Okay.
I knew you guys didn't have a clue. I knew when you said that. I was like, okay. But most people probably don't even know that because really I don't think it's modeling. But guess what? Instagram sees a market of hoochies that are literally bringing millions of other people onto their site. And when you get so many any site, of course there's money involved, pay per click or pay per advertiser or so many likes. They do the same thing on YouTube. after so many people have opened your video, I think it's like you get so many subscribers, like 100,000, 200,000.
But Instagram is free.
Over 1 million.
So how does that benefit Instagram?
That's what I was going to say. That's not how Instagram does it. YouTube does that. Hold on. YouTube has it set up that if you have over 1 million followers, then you can start getting paid off of your videos.
Right. That's YouTube. Right.
By placing ads. It's not 1 million.
Hold on, Char.
It's a lot less than that.
Hold on. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's now 1 million. They changed it. And you get paid by them placing ads in your videos. So basically, advertisers pay YouTube, and then YouTube pays you. However, Instagram is not like that. If you have enough followers, then other companies may then reach out to you and ask you, hey, can you promote my item on your Instagram page? That's how that works. It's not like YouTube.
Well, listen to this. Okay, they had a reality show when they followed a very popular.
Oh my God! Another reality show. Do you see how these reality shows are destroying the thought process?
Yep.
Will you listen? The point is, Kai, I understand. But when they followed these girls in the show, they were very popular Instagram models. They show you how they actually get contracted directly by Instagram. They have money for it. And they say, look, if you get this many followers, we'll pay for this, we'll give you that, just to keep them going because they know it brings a lot of people to the site. Now,
can I ask you something? I want you to answer a question for me.
It's really possible in that way, but it is out there available, so it's not like it's not an opportunity.
Sure.
So anyway, what else have we got?
Sure.
I'm sure there was something else. Well, we have other questions, Logic.
Can anyone hear me?
Lots of questions.
I can hear you laughing.
Sure.
Next caller, please.
Charlotte. I have a question.
Uh-oh.
You just said that the reality show will show you how they get paid from Instagram. Instagram reaches out to them. Keeping Up with the Kardashians, when it aired, the first few episodes, they were laying the foundation that Kim had no idea how her booty tape got out there with Ray J. But to this day, she's getting paid for it. It is illegal for any company in the United States profit off of stolen material. So she has to sign off on that video for that video to make money, and she get paid from it. But her show insists that she had no idea how to. Is
she texting or something? What is that noise?
Of course she is.
Not me. That's not me this time. DJ, is that you?
That's not me. It's not me.
Char, you're better than that. You don't have to lie about that. We know you're texting. You text all the time. Okay.
She's like, B, that's you, B. You're like, what?
My question to you, Char, is that her show lied about her having knowledge, and now it's already been established that she gets paid from that video. So, but this is what they said. So does that mean that her show told the truth?
No, I wouldn't go by a reality show only. I did that when
Okay, so then you can't go by the reality show of these Instagram models saying Instagram did X, Y, and Z. It's a reality show. It's fantasy.
Produced to me. I did not say.
Just like the housewives of Atlanta who claim that they're rich. They're not rich people. They're just regular people that's trying to act a certain way because they're on a show that is being produced.
People. These are regular people. Why do you think I don't have that much sense? I'm just going to take anything I hear on the reality show.
Okay, all right. Let's boil it down. Let's boil it down to the most logical thing. Let's boil it down to the most logical thing. Then every model out here that's going through the gauntlet to get to Milan and get to Paris, to get all of these anchor places to contract them, like Boss and Versace and all of these people who do what they do, right? They're wasting their time because they can just sit at home and take pictures in their panties, and Instagram will start paying them, and that's how they can be a model from the comfort of their own home.
Same thing. That's an entirely different market. The real models out there.
No, it's not. You're saying a model. You're saying model. They're models. So instead of going through what they go through in order to get out there and get contracts and get known and get some kind of representation, what they should do is just sit at their house and take pictures and put it on Instagram, and then Instagram will say, hey, we need to give her a contract.
You're not speaking English. You cannot compare a slut model to a legitimate model who went the correct way.
Wait a minute. You just called them slut models?
You call them slut models. What?
You're proving my point. You just proved my point.
No, I said
you just proved my point.
Who I'm talking about. That's an entirely different market. If you want to call it a market, that's what it is.
You see, DJ, that's what it sounds like when you stay in the pocket and you made your point. Yeah, she's dancing.
Being a real talent. Not everybody. I'm not saying everybody, but these Instagram girls don't. They just get in their panties and take a bunch of pictures on their cell phone. There is a huge difference. Those have an opportunity within that market to make some money, but not good money. I didn't say it was big money. I just said that you paid and have a contract. I didn't say it was huge. You can't compare that to their models. I didn't do that. I did not say that.
Okay.
And I know
that. We'll close the topic in Char saying that Instagram models are slut models, and there's a big difference.
Thank you. Next question. I'm not going to spend my time on that. It's a huge difference. And they are slut models. It's exactly what they are presenting.
Okay.
Exactly.
You proved my point.
You said they're soft and they're you know exactly how girls do those things.
Okay. Let me ask a question that came in. I didn't have a chance. Normally, so I'm going to put this disclaimer out there. Normally when the questions come in, I have a chance to edit it. I write down the questions so I could read plain English. Sometimes that slips by me and I'm not able to do it, and so I read out the questions that I get, the raw questions, so y'all can hear the kind of questions that I get that I have to edit. So here's a question that came in. We were in a relationship for 2 months. I was needy and secure, but she broke up with me. Then I said, let's just be friends, which I regret that. Couple of weeks later, she starts ignoring me before she cussed me out because I kept blocking and unblocking her. Also, I tried texting her a couple of weeks later, still nothing. Later, I made a new profile on Snapchat, and she asked if it was me. I replied no. A week after that, I gave up, and then I get a text from her saying if I still had an account password. Then she cusses me out, calling me a pussy-ass bitch. She texts me that She texts me that out of the blue, but I guess it's a good sign. Later on, a month later, I found out she is dating a new guy. Ever since that last message, I have not heard from her. Please help. I want her back.
What?
Why?
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 He's an idiot.
That was a sign.
Well, because they said it. Actually, they said it in the first place. In the first sentence of this message, I was needy.
What?
So I guess the person's still needy.
Go find another woman, another girl, whatever. Well, actually, she wasn't a woman; she's a girl.
No, that's the worst advice right there.
Hold on. Let's do it like this. Let's do it like this, guys. Let Char and I answer it from a girl's perspective first, and we're going to answer you as to why she left, and then the guy's going to tell you what you need to do as a man. So, from a girl's perspective, Char, how many times have you ever liked a needy, an insecure guy who you've only been with 2 months, and in that 2 months they're already needy, and then you're cussing them out, but they still want you back? Does that seem like somebody that you want to be with?
No, absolutely not. He just gave me a clear sign of the future, and it doesn't look very bright. I would run.
Yeah, listener, that is a complete and utter no-no. What do I want to say? For lack of a better term, a pussy dry out to a woman. It's it's not sexy. It's no bueno. So maybe you need to.
Never thought of that before.
It's like putting a hair dryer down there. That's kind of what you're doing right now. It's not
feeling that person.
Yeah, it's totally not sexy at all. There is a time to be quote unquote needy. and there's a level that you can do it. But that's like, first of all, years into a relationship and you've built something with a guy and maybe he's sick or something's going on in his life and he needs his woman, then, yeah, you could be needy. But, again, there's a level to being needy. You're acting like a baby, or she's going out, or, you know, and you're, I don't want you to leave, or you're trying to be around her 24/7. That's a no. That's a complete and utter no.
I must have heard the question wrong. Yeah, well.
Yeah, so if you're needy like that, then that's a complete and utter no. And a real red flag is you were only with her for 2 months and you're already acting like that. Yeah, she moved on to somebody who completely acts different than you. So I'm letting you know that right now. The second thing is, the second thing is you reached out to her and she cussed you out and you still want her. She don't want you. I'm just letting you know that right now. She don't want you.
He's trying to get in morning. That was
totally not.
You got issues.
So that came from the girls. That came from the girls' side. So guys, tell him what he's doing wrong and what he needs to fix.
Yeah, he got issues. Logic was right. He do need to be by himself. But I hear all other stuff. I must be listening wrong. But yeah, he got issues. He needs to just pause and take a step back and just, you know, find out about his own self and his own feelings. Because when he like that, that's retarded and ridiculous. I can't see it. I think I don't know what age still.
And Logic, what do you say?
Damn.
Yeah, he needs to be alone. He needs to figure out why he was lying to her, even after they broke up. Like, he made a new account and then lied about it. And like, what was all that for? What was the point?
Like childish.
And then,
that's not sexy.
Being needy, like you said, I mean, first of all, he was only with her for a couple of months. So I don't care what's going on in your life. You can't, she's not that. She doesn't, what men need to understand is you can't give a woman wife energy unless that's your wife. You know, you can't count on her or reach out to her to lean on her. That's not your wife. That's not your girl that you've been with tried and true for years. So if you do that, you're making a fool of yourself. He needs to spend a considerable amount of time by himself and figure out why he is the way he is, and get help if he needs it. If he had an overbearing mother that raised him to be a weak man, you know, or has some kind of father issue that turned weird, and now he is the way he is, he needs to get the proper psychological help for that.
Yeah.
He can't go on life being that way. Because that's all he's going to do is chase women away eventually.
I hope that helped, because it definitely will. Just listen to Logic. It definitely will. So next question was actually posted, and this is not the first time that I heard this question, but was actually posted on our online relationship advice group. So if you go to Facebook and search Relationship Health Question and Answers, that's No Conduct's Relationship Advice Group. So we answer your advice in real time, whether we're not on the air or we're on the air. So if you ever want to get your questions answered, you have a real dire relationship question, you could actually reach out to the admin on that group, and we can post it, what does Char say, unanimously? We'll post it unanimously for you. Yeah, so it'll basically just be us posting for you if you don't want your name out there. So the question that we have here is, the other night I had a dream about my husband cheating on me. I woke up mad and crying. I even accused him of cheating on me, but he just laughed about it and told me that it was just a silly dream. I'm with my husband 24/7 since we work in the same company. Char, did you post this question?
No.
I'm with my husband 24/7 since we work in the same company, and I know that he is faithful to me, but I find that dream really disturbing, that I can't get it out of my head. What should I do?
Absolutely.
She said she knows he's faithful to him. Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Look, let me explain this to the men. I actually had a dream like that
Lord.
once, and I woke up angry. However,
damn.
I have a logical streak to me. I'll put it that way. So it was kind of like my brain and my emotions were battling each other. It was a really weird feeling because I knew it was a dream. I knew it wasn't real, but I was like, this motherfucker's cheating on me.
Female thing.
So,
damn.
I'll just explain it to you. But so if you're just going the emotional route, I understand why she's feeling like that. But you kind of got to pump your brakes and put logic into it. If you know he's faithful to you, then you need to get your emotions under control and realize it was just a dream.
Damn, it's a dream. What the? Imagine you woke up and started hitting him for no reason. Like, what the?
I actually know somebody who did that. And it wasn't me, I swear. I know somebody who woke up and just started hitting her husband because she dreamt that he cheated on her.
Oh, yeah, these dreams can be real, though. Sometimes they seem very real, but you got to get a hold of yourself, lady. What? But isn't there a reason why she feels so insecure besides the dream? You can't just base it on the dream. That's not really fair unless you're a psychic and a proven psychic. Other than that, why are we basing so much on a dream? Why not base it on the relationship itself?
Oh, yeah. Why are you so insecure that you feel like you have to listen to this dream?
Yeah.
If you know that he's faithful to you, what is giving you this sense of maybe he's not? You know, is there something within you, or is he giving you some kind of sign for you to think he's cheating? Or go with me on this one. Or go with me on this one. Are you thinking about cheating on him, and your guilty conscience is getting on you? Ever thought of that one? Just some things to think about. But if you have nothing like, can y'all hear my cats fighting?
No.
If you have nothing to go on that he has not been faithful to you, has not given you any indication that he's about to be unfaithful to you, then I suggest you just get that out of your head. And that's that.
Start watching those girly movies before you go to bed. Stupid.
Well, actually, those girly movies is usually two guys who are in love with the same girl, but she only loves one of them, and woe is me, I have two guys who love her.
Yeah.
No.
Char, has there ever been a movie where two girls like one guy?
That is the white girly movies. The black girly movies is constantly the dude that she's with is cheating on her, or she got a no good baby daddy and she's just struggling and he's just out partying and don't care about nothing. He's a cartoonishly evil person.
Wow.
Every Tyler Perry movie, it's just a bunch of inept black men.
I have actually not watched many Tyler Perry movies. I just don't like them. They seem like the exact same movie with the exact same characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that part was very true. I enjoy them, but it's the same people over, the same cast over, and it's, your best friend. This movie says, go ahead. I mean, and then you can only change a scenario so much. Love is always often involved, or a triangle scenario. It's just not. He needs to really reach a little more to me, to make it his movies more interesting and a little bit more, a broader view of the world and even African Americans, the way we live. It just seems like the same thing. I totally agree with that. I'm not saying he's not talented, but I would like to see more of a contrast in a lot of his films.
Okay. All right.
Okay. But we still didn't answer that other question.
So to Logic and BJ, this question is for you. What type of woman would you never date?
A woman that wakes up from a dream and is mad at me.
A cheater.
That's not right.
Untrustworthy cheater.
Okay, so that's your only no-no, BJ, just as long as she's not a cheater?
Yeah, that's a big thing.
So what if she just wanted you for your money? You'd be fine with that, but she wouldn't cheat on you. She just wants you for your money.
Well, she ain't gonna get that, but she ain't that smart, but cheater. cheated, unfaithful. That's all. Untrustworthy. That's a big thing with me.
How about you, Logic? Other than a woman that won't listen to her dreams when she wakes up.
That's crazy.
I just don't. I don't like women who have bad decision-making processes. If they just have one of these Calamity Jane type chicks that always got a problem, I can't stand that. Because if you make bad decisions, then you're liable to do anything. Yeah.
Okay. So this question hasn't actually come. It came in a kind of a roundabout way from my daughter before, but somebody actually asked this question. So I guess a 10-year-old can ask the same question as a grown person. What's the purpose of dating? I'm going to give my answer that I gave my daughter, but I think my answer is going to differ from other people. My answer is dating is just getting to know a person before you marry them. This does not include having sex, kissing, or anything like that, because for you to be in a relationship or married to somebody, you really don't need to know how big their member is, as some girls have tried to convince me of. But dating is actually getting to know the basics of the person that you're possibly trying to spend the rest of your life with. I don't agree with just immediately marrying somebody. That works for some people. Yes, it does. I'm not saying it doesn't. But I don't agree with just immediately marrying somebody. So, you date them, you get to know them, you get to know their family, you get to know their friends, who they hang around, and then you figure out if you want to be with that person and, waste your time getting to know that person more.
So in that case,
after you get married, go ahead.
Damn. So in that case, the way you explain it, in that case, I've never really dated anybody because I really get bored with them in like a month or so. I just get bored if they don't have no outlook in life. Damn, I still really did date somebody my whole life. Well, that's not true because you dated your wife, didn't you? Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
But have you ever dated without the aspect of sex involved?
No, never.
Really?
Yeah. So my idea of dating and most people's idea of dating is completely different.
What do you mean, Char? Really?
Yeah.
That's even from
no, that's not.
Like,
this is going to sound contradicting, but I don't agree with Kai about the member size. I think that's very important, and it doesn't have to be exaggerated.
God.
But I want
God.
Wow. Now, Char, let's delve into that real quick.
You know that probably fits me. Like, no pun intended.
Let's delve into that real quick. How is that something that's very important to you?
Oh God.
It's not the guy's fault how big his stuff is. Let me say this real quick. There are guys who are well endowed who don't even know what to do with it, and then there are guys who are quote unquote not well endowed who know exactly what to do. So why would you hold it against somebody that I guess he's not packing 13 inches or some crap?
Like I said, bad decision making.
I just said it doesn't have to be exaggerated. I didn't say exaggerated. I said comfortable for me. I did say for me. No pun intended. And I'm
But again, how are you going to hold that against the guy? So before you can marry a guy, you have to see what's there.
I'm not going to hold it against. I just, hey, it's just my decision that I know I want to be happy the rest of my life with that person because it will help towards that happy intimacy life.
Damn.
I know that. Ejaculates too quickly. Let's just be okay and I know that's an issue even before we're married. Then he's a nice guy. No,
there's something that you can do to work on that. No. Even if that's an issue, there's something that you can do to work on that.
You can sit with him.
You can do some exercises.
What did I tell you earlier? These women don't want to take any time to build anything with any man. They feel that they should have it all and not have to do anything to get it. I just told you that.
You see that, Char? You see that?
This is the reason Char has the problems that she has in her life. Bad decision making.
Char doesn't have problems in her life. The point is that universally theory always comes back to the same thing. That has absolutely no basis in what I'm talking about. Preferably, I can choose what besides that I my man to cheat, so that I am never going to cheat, for one, and for two, I want to make sure that I have an opportunity to grow with that person. Again, no pun intended, for a very long time, the rest of our lives, and know that we're both comfortable and very happy intimately together, period. Okay, so there's nothing. If it wasn't true, so many people wouldn't put that, that wouldn't make that important. And these are not all shallow people. And it doesn't have to be an exaggerated length. I just looked
really
13.
Well, this is what we're going to do, y'all. Look, this is a very interesting topic to me, so we're actually going to continue talking about does size matter next week. So for now, let's move on to the next question. And I'm actually, right as soon as we finish with this show, I'm going to take this clip and cut it so we can pick up where we left off, because this is really, really interesting to me. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people will learn from this, like guys who wonder why women make such a big deal of size, or guys who feel inadequate because they do ejaculate quickly and women don't want to be with them. So we'll move on and we'll talk about that next week. Another question that I have is, should I care if my girlfriend smokes? I'm going to really breeze over this, and I don't mean to act like, your question doesn't mean anything, because it does, but that's a personal preference. That's absolutely a personal preference. If if it really means something to you that your girlfriend smokes, you don't like it, then you need to let her know. If she doesn't want to stop, then maybe you need to, find somebody who doesn't smoke. That's really a simple answer.
Smokers here.
Here's a good question. What do I need to do to get my ex out of my head?
It's just going to take time.
Damn. Yes.
The one step you got to take, though, is you can't constantly keep thinking about him or her. You have to keep it moving. You have to put this time into making yourself better in some way. Focus on that. Focus on you.
Yeah, it's going to take years.
Wow, really? It's going to take years?
That's when you get over.
Listen, you women are a lot more callous when it comes to love. Men don't fall in love like that. So men feel violated emotionally. Like it's almost like an emotional rape when a woman does something like that to you. So men, they hold that shit for a lifetime sometimes, because they never want to experience that kind of vulnerability, because everything in the man world tells you to never be vulnerable. Never, you know what I mean? Even if you love your girl, you'll still get teased depending on what kind of friends you got. Like, oh, you go tell her you love her. Like that's just the way our world is. So when a woman takes that for granted and hurts a guy, or she dies abruptly or something like that, or whatever. It takes a long time for men to get over that kind of thing, because we always teach ourselves never. You don't feel feelings. What's wrong with you? Be a man. Get over it.
Well, women can blow it off. Easy.
Yeah. I don't think if I was really, really in love with somebody, I could blow it off that easily. But again, I think that just goes with anybody. Like, if you are, I think it's easier for women to just go in and out of relationships. Women may blast me for that, but I think it's easier for women to go in and out of relationship without actually feeling like a deep, deep connection. But I think once she's found the right one and actually love them, I don't think it's easy to just say, hey, okay, well, screw that guy, let's move on. But I think you're just used to seeing women not really get that deep connection that, I'm going to say some guys get when they're with somebody. Well, real quick, we have 60 seconds left. Answer this question just really, really quickly. Can a successful relationship not last?
What?
That doesn't make sense, because for a successful relationship, success means that it lasts. So I don't really get that question. Do you mean can a relationship where both parties are okay with each other, can that not last? Because absolutely you can grow apart, but for you to have a successful relationship, that means it's completely successful. Anyways, so next week, Char gave us our topic for next week. We're going to talk about something else, but I want to talk about this. Does size matter? So we're going to discuss that next week. What can you do if your guy isn't big enough? Do you need to know if the guy's big enough before you get with him? What about quick ejaculation, all of that stuff? So we're going to discuss that next week right here on No Conduct Radio, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your questions. And
the guys will be on vacation.
Peace out, everyone.
Sensitive about the questions, so that I really want to find out.
The guys are not on vacation. The guys will be here.
Guys on vacation.
Whatever. Good night, everyone.
Everybody.